everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Kay, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at my beauty purchases from April. So if you're new to my channel, again, welcome, but just a little bit of information before we get started. I am on a little bit of a low buy, but that only applies to makeup. So what that means is that for skincare, hair care and anything like that, I am just buying what I want, what I need, as and when I want it, as and when I need it. But when it comes to makeup, I'm restricting myself to 3 purchases per month. So I've been doing quite well. Last month and I think the month before, I either bought bang on 3 or bought less than 3 makeup items or makeup purchases. And when I say purchases, I mean so if there's a collection of things and I want to buy more than one item from a collection, I will count that as one purchase. But if I wanted a lipstick from one brand and an eyeshadow from another brand, I would count that as 2 purchases. It's from 2 separate collections. I hope that makes sense. If not, I'll leave a link to January's video where I think I explain things a little bit better, and you can get more of a feel for what I'm doing here. So in terms of makeup purchases, I am still on track with my low buy, so I'm quite pleased about that. I did make, technically according to my own rules, I did make 3 purchases, but 2 of them are very sort of samey, but we'll get into that in a minute. I do want to do a little bit of an update from a product I mentioned in last month's video, and then I'll talk about the skincare and hair care products that I bought, and then we'll get into the new makeup purchases towards the end. So the update from last month, my Refa brushes arrived. So you can see I've already used and abused one. So this is from the new collection that Refa released last month, but when I filmed last month's video they hadn't yet arrived, but here they are now. This one has kind of ended up shoved up the corner of a box, unfortunately, so it's looking a little bit misshapen there on the corner, but once I've given it a wash and laid it out flat, that should solve that one. So we've got the little, that's the little eyeliner brush there. We've got the larger pencil brush here, which you can see I haven't used yet, but I'm really interested to try that out and see how I get on with that. And then this was the blending brush, which is a really interesting shape actually. I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of slanted. So I was a bit worried that, because I've got small eyes, I was a bit worried that this might be too big, but I'm kind of keen to give that a try. And then this one I have tried, and this is the shading brush. This is the flat shading brush. You can see I've used that today. So yeah, so we've got the 26, 27, 28 and the 29 brush. So yeah, the shade brush that I have used, I'm happy with. It's a nice brush. I wasn't really expecting it to not be, to be honest. I love Refa brushes. I've loved all of the other brushes that I've tried, and this one is no exception. And as I said, I'm kind of keen to get into these ones and try those out. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. These did come in the small length, but they're in that matte black handle design that all of my other brushes are in, with the exception of a couple of prototypes that I had. But yeah, they fit in nicely with the rest of my collection, so really happy with those. I just wanted to obviously show you them now that I've got them in person. Really soft, and again, it's one of the reasons I'm really keen to get into this blending brush, is because it's just so soft and fluffy. I just really want to try it out properly. So now we're going to move on to skincare and hair care products, and I finally caved and bought the full-size version of this. So it's the Molten Brown Delicious Rhubarb and Rose Bath and Shower Gel. I've had a few samples of this. I fell in love with the scent, and as I said, I finally caved and bought a full size one. You can see I've already used some of it. It still smells heavenly to me, and yeah, I'm currently enjoying using that. Next we've got an old favourite. We've got a Barry M lip scrub. I've gone through a few of these now. I've gone through a few flavours of these now. This one is in watermelon. I haven't opened it yet. I don't currently have one of these open. I am trying to use another brand of lip scrub. I'll be honest, I'm not overly impressed with it, but we'll get to that in an empty soon, I'm sure. But yeah, I love these, so I just got another one so that I can go back to it when I finish the one that I'm using. Next we've got this from Colourwow, and I'm going to try not to blind you and try not to show you absolutely all of the mess in this room at the same time. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But this is the Dreamcoat Supernatural Spray. I love this stuff. I'm nearly out of the one. Oops, I'm nearly out of the one that I've been using. In fact, I've topped it up with a mini that I had because I just prefer using it from the bigger bottle to the smaller ones. It's just easier for me to manage. But yeah, so I'm nearly out of that. So I repurchased it. I just love the way this makes my hair look and feel. I find that the coarse frizzy bits that I get on the top of my head and the flyaways are just a little bit more manageable with this, and it just makes my hair look that a little bit more glossy and shiny when I do use it. So I really enjoy this product. So as I said, I've repurchased it. And then the last non-makeup product is just a nail varnish remover. So this is from Cutex, and this is the Strength Shield, and it's got vitamins E and B5 with hydrolyzed silk. Normally I would use the Sally Hansen Strengthening Polish Remover. That's also got vitamin E, vitamin B5, and this one's got hydrolyzed wheat protein in. But when I was making my order, they didn't actually have this brand on there, and I didn't want to have to order from separate sites. So I just went with this. It looked like it was the closest thing, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I needed to replace this because, as you can see, that's very nearly done. So next we move on to makeup, and the first thing I got was this. So it's from Urban Decay, and it's the Stay Naked Hydra Maniac Tinted Glow Hydrator. It's a foundation. Mine is in the shade 30 Light. So this is what it looks like out of the box. I've got to say, I do love the look of this packaging. It's very aesthetically pleasing. It's just in a little squeezy tube, which so far I'm not having any issues with. You can see there's a little bit around the edge there, but that's mainly from where I've just squeezed it out onto my hand. But yeah, I have tried it a couple of times, and I want to play around with it a little bit more before I give a fully formed opinion. But first impressions, it's okay. It does oxidise, so I can put it on and it will look okay, and then depending on how much I've put on depends on whether it still looks okay sort of 10 minutes later. If I apply a little bit, so it does say it's a medium coverage, it also says it lasts up to 24 hours. Who's wearing foundation for 24 hours? I don't know. But yeah, it's a medium coverage, which if I apply a light layer, I do get the coverage that I want from it, and it doesn't look too bad. But if I apply a little bit thicker, it does oxidise, and there is a noticeable difference. So that might be something to bear in mind. But I do like the way it looks on the skin. It's quite pretty. I don't really know why I bought this. I think I saw someone use it and thought it looked pretty. For some reason, I thought this was going to be similar to a BB cream, which I've got a BB cream on my Project Pan, and I am looking at getting a new, sort of a more modern version of the one that I've got. The one I've got is quite old. And I thought this was going to be something similar, and it's not. This is definitely a foundation, not a BB cream. But I'm not upset that I got this, but I do want to play around with it a little bit more, like I said, before I give a fully formed opinion. But first impressions, not too bad. I'm just finding that I need to be a little bit light with it at the moment. And then the last things that I got, which you may or may not class as makeup, but I'm classing it as makeup because it's not something that I need skincare wise or hair care wise, and that is nail polishes, which I don't really wear a lot of, but I am trying to do something with my nails. I have had a bit of a disaster with these two nails in the last week, but that happens from time to time. But I really got tempted by these. Now this one is from Cirque Colors, and this is an indie brand that I've really fallen in love with over the past couple of years. I've got a few polishes from this brand now. Formula is amazing. I love the formula of these. They have some interesting colours, some interesting textures. They do thermal polishes. I just really love them. And I saw this one and I just really wanted it. It's one I've had my eye on for a while. It's in the shade Tourmaline. So you can see it's just that really nice sort of reddy pink with the holographic shimmer in there. It's just beautiful. I haven't actually used it yet, but I know I've got at least one more from that range. It's a blue one. I think it's Tanzanite, I think it is. Stunning colour. And then the reason that I ended up buying that one was because I saw these on the website that I buy my nail polishes from, which I think is called Rainbow Connection. I'll leave it linked in the description below so you can go and check that out. But they do tons of indie polishes, and they get some that you can't really get from anywhere else. They're from the US, and they don't have a lot of stockists sort of within Europe or the UK, and obviously shipping restrictions with nail polishes are a bit of a nightmare. So Rainbow Connection is my go-to site for my funky nail polishes. But this was a new brand to the site. It's called Polish Molish, and I just thought these looked so interesting. Both of them are thermals, so they do change colour. And I've got, this one is a spot of blue, which is purple when it's cold and like a shocking pink when it's warm, and the blue glitter just stays blue. And then we've got this one, which I haven't actually tried yet, which as you can see is purple while it's cold, has those pink spots in there. And then I think this one turns blue when it's warm, and this one is in the shade Sunset on Lagoon. Now, as I said, I did try the one, I did try the spot of blue, and I don't know how I feel about these. I kind of want to try the other one to see whether it's the same, but this one I found it difficult with the blue glitters in there. They're obviously quite large, and trying to get them sort of in the right place on the nail, I was finding that they were sort of hanging off the edge, which obviously you don't want. So I was trying to sort of manoeuvre everything into place, and I'm terrible with nails. I'm not very good with nails at all. So it's probably more down to user error than it is anything else. The colour change worked. It was really nice. I really enjoyed it, but I wasn't sure I liked the overall look of it once it was complete. Obviously you have to use a top coat to make it shiny, otherwise it dries down to sort of a matte formula. And you do need that protective top coat to stop it from chipping. But yeah, I think maybe I just need a little bit more practice with these. And as I said, I want to try the other one first to sort of see whether I have the same issues. But I don't regret buying them, even though it's something that I'm probably not going to use a ton. Let's be real, this is me and nail polish. I shouldn't buy nail polishes, I know I shouldn't, but when I see colours and when I see things that are pretty and exciting, I just can't help myself. And as soon as I saw these, and there were other shades as well, but as soon as I saw these, I wanted them and I had to have them in my life. So here they are. But yeah, I do want to try them out a little bit more first. But yeah, they are very fun looking. And that was everything that I bought in April. So now it's over to you guys. What did you buy in April? Did you like everything you bought in April, or did you buy a few things that you were disappointed by? What do you think of the things that I bought in April? Is there anything here that you've tried or that you want to try? Just let me know in the comments down below. I really do love to hear other people's thoughts and opinions. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to hit that like button for me. It really does help me out and lets me know that you're enjoying my content. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, but you think you'd like to catch up with me more often, then I'd love it if you could hit that subscribe button too. It's totally free and would help you to find me more easily in future. And with all of that being said, I really do hope everyone's well and staying safe. And I will see you all again in another video very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.